Well, welcome to today's Tri Rivers Baptist Area weekly update. I'm Richard Ray, your Director of Mission, Tri Rivers Baptist Area, and to my right is.
I'm Talon Keeney, Ministry Assistant for Tri Rivers Baptist Area.
All right, I want to come to you today and just kind of give you a quick update of where we've been and where we're headed in the next week at your Tri Rivers Baptist Area office. Just kind of quickly, I'm just going to look down here at my calendar here. This past week it was been a busy week for personal reason. Was my parents and so forth having doctor appointments, so I kind of took them to that and kind of get them prepared for their upcoming surgeries. But I met with a pastor talking about as a fall revival and helping coordinate that and plan that. So that was exciting to do when people think about revivals, and so that was fun to do. We were also at Latham Springs encampment board meeting on Thursday.
That's right.
And we had a great meeting there. It's the first time you've been at that board meeting. And so we had a great time. I got to introduce Talon to some board members there. We had a great time of fellowship, learning about the camp, as they had a great summer, great reports, a lot of salvation. So we're excited that we're a part of the Latham Springs board meeting. As you well know, I'm a part of also Highland Lakes and Heart of Texas encampment as well. I'm a board member for all three encampments. Matter of fact, today I got a board meeting at 11 o'clock at the Zoom and for Highland Lake. So I'm excited about see what's all taking place down there. Also, I've still been a part of the Land Passes Ministers Bible Study. They do every Thursday at 6 o'clock. So if you're in the Land Pass Association and you like to be a part of that, that's in the newsletter. And speaking of newsletter, well, let me pause for a second. On Friday, I was at a funeral service where Charlie Wise, a great man of God. I mean, he was just, I got to visit with him every week while he was in the hospital. And I know he's celebrating with the Lord, but the funeral service was a great tribute to him and the legacy he left to not only his family, but the community that he served and the Lord that he served. But it was a great service. I appreciate everything Trinity Baptist Church did that day to just honor him. It was a great day just to celebrate. That's when you kind of recognize, I'm so glad I'm a child of God. When you see that and hear those testimonies of how he lives his life for the Lord. And then this weekend, I was at Duffel Baptist Church Sunday morning. And then that afternoon, I headed over to Ferry Baptist Church, where my father and my mother celebrated 57 years of ministry at Ferry Baptist Church. That's his first and only church.
Amen.
And so it was an exciting day. So that was kind of my what I've done this past week. What about you? Where you been?
Sure. My weekend review per se. I worked out of the office, as I always do, doing church administrative needs, making sure the money gets where it needs to go,
right?
Where it's allocated, making sure whatever you want to support that we make it happen. So
Amen.
Then also on Thursday, I was at the Latham Springs board meeting, had really good breakfast and lunch. I mean, they really take care of you out there. I grew up going there. So, I mean, I've been out there a lot of times.
Yeah, you went out there as a student and probably as a sponsor, and now executive board.
Student, youth sponsor, and
now you're behind the scenes. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And now looking forward to, being involved with the board. So
Amen.
It was
awesome.
It was a good meeting. And then on Friday, I was at First Baptist Hico. In the wee hours of the night, they had their fifth quarter right after the game, and I got to lead some worship with my buddy Brayton Tennyson, who also brought the word, and they had like glow in the dark dodgeball, and so it was just a really fun time. Got to see some familiar student faces and some new student faces that are kind of getting into that
a lot
age
of
group.
You from D now, and then some knew us from coming out here for camp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's good. And then Sunday, you were at Ferry.
And at Sunday, I was at that 57th anniversary of them being at the church.
Amen. That was a great day. That was a great day. Get to honor them, their faithfulness and serving the Lord for 57 years, and they continue on. So
that's right.
And so that's awesome. So this week, where I'll be, actually today, we'll both be headed to the BSM this afternoon and to facilitate. They have a new ministry assistant, Carmen Snyder, so we get to introduce ourselves to her. As you know, we partner with BSM and help take care of all their financial accounting as well as ministry resources. So we're excited to meet her and kind of get the ball rolling in that area of ministry.
Absolutely.
And let's see, I'm also, like I said earlier, I'll be on the Highland Lakes encampment Zoom meeting today. Also tomorrow, I got another Zoom meeting with Heart of Texas encampment. And so those are always good meetings. I always like getting together and seeing those faces. And tomorrow afternoon, we'll be at Hospitality House.
Yes.
Helping them with their social media, platforms.
Yeah.
We do that quite often. You want to share a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
we seem it seems to pick up more and more all the time where we churches are seeing like what we're doing with live streaming and podcast stuff. So
Yeah,
they want to see how they can kind of get that into their church. We're actually about to I think help some guys over at Kempner Oak Hills
correct.
Baptist Church with them wanting to start a podcast. So we're excited to do that. Excited to help churches with their live streaming and sound needs. We've installed a few sound systems
We
as
have.
well. Lended sound equipment to churches who needed it in
That's
times
true.
where it went out.
That's true.
And so it's just kind of been a really cool way to minister through that as well. And then
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like you said, we've just been doing more with
Well,
live streaming and camera stuff.
and creating churches new websites and things of that nature. That's been very popular lately.
New websites, Facebook pages,
Right.
YouTube accounts, all these
Right.
things that kind of make that live streaming experience
So,
happen.
if you're interested in maybe upgrading, or maybe you don't have anything right now, just give us a holler. What I like to say all the time is we're not just a resource center, but a solution center. So, and we come to you, which is to me the best way to do ministry is actually see you face to face, see what your needs are, evaluate it, and then we just make recommendations. We'll help you install it, plan it, schedule it. It's fun to do.
Yeah, and another thing we've done recently is there's been an update on our website, as you can see on your screen. We have a Bible studies page, and it kind of works almost like a public library. You can go on there and see what's available is in green, what's not available is in red. As far as Bible studies, you can call and
It's true.
schedule to pick them up, or we can mail it to you, or if you need to order one, we can order it for you. We just recently ordered a few. And so if you need a Bible study or resource, call us and let us know, and we'll get that for you, or you can email us as well. But what I mean is that page is now expanded into, we have some resource things.
Right.
We've been donated some like popcorn machines, and cotton candy machine,
Right.
and things that we have at the retreat center that we use for different retreats and things. So if your church needs that for an event or something, just go on there and see if it's available.
Right.
And you can schedule to have that.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like a library. I like the way you said that. That's really good. So we have those as well. This week we have on Thursday at the ERATH Baptist Association. So if you're part of ERATH Baptist Association, we have a meeting that's going to be held at the BSM building in Tarleton. I think we meet at 10:30 for the business, and then 11 o'clock we're going to have a meal, and then the BSM leadership is going to talk to us about and train us in discipleship, or making disciples. So, and that'll be a fun time, not only in fellowship but also engaging one another and being equipped better in discipleship. So that'll be this Thursday again at 10:30. We'll be sending out an email reminder of that today, because we need to kind of get a head count so we can have plenty of food for everybody that's going to be there. So that'll be on Thursday. Just don't forget about that. And then, of course, this weekend is Labor Day weekend, and we do pray that everyone has a wonderful, safe, and Labor Day weekend. And I know I'm always excited about when Sundays rolls around, what church I'm going to be at, be able to worship with that church and celebrate that. I was with a lady yesterday who's a member of Ferry Baptist Church, and she was sharing with me. She goes, "Oh, I ran into another church member at another church in another association," and he goes, "Oh, you must see Richard all the time since he's a member at Ferry." She goes, "No, I hardly ever see him." And which is true. I mean, we're both at different churches every Sunday, either worshiping or preaching or leading worship, wherever the case may be, because we enjoy being where you're at. So that's something we're very adamant about, that we like to be on-site ministry. So you have a need, we want to go to where you're at and be in your environment in that ministry. I think to me, that's the joy of it. Don't you agree?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
And so if you need us, give us a holler. We're available 24/7 to meet your needs. And I did have an individual this past week go, "You really available 24/7?" I can tell you, yesterday I got calls from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. last night, so all through Sunday, and people with ministry needs. And so I'm thankful for that. And I said, yeah, to me, I was telling my wife, she goes, "And they call kind of late." And I said, "That's awesome, though. They feel comfortable enough they can call when they have their ministry need, when they have that need." And so I can help them come up with a solution or a resource in their moment of need. So whenever you find your moment of need, give me a call. You have my cell phone number, and most people do. If you don't, you can get it. And you can just give me a holler or a text, and we want to meet that need where you're at. So that's a joy of it. So that's kind of where we're at this past week. What's coming up this week? Again, annual meeting. Please register. And we want register guests, register messengers, and we want to get a great turnout at First Baptist Church Stephenville on October 6th. It's going to be a great day.
Absolutely.
Well, before I close out, just want to remind everyone to plant the seeds of salvation, no greater time. And then right now to tell your story of salvation so someone may have their own story of salvation because you are a living testimony of what God has done in your life. So I encourage you to share that story with someone today. Well, y'all have a blessed week. We look forward to seeing you next Monday. Again, if you have a ministry need, give us a holler. We'll be there
All
for you.
right. See y'all later.
All right, God